Welcome back to the best tournament you'll ever play in. It's dangerous to go alone. I don't know the number. We are going to see round 4 of the preliminaries. Farrow versus Doubtful Decimal. Both teams are tied in set wins right now, 2-1. It's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out.
Yes, this might be a determining round to see who makes it to top cut. So tensions are high. These teams, these players are ready. They're hungry for the win. And as we take a look at their weapon pools, lots of shooters here.
Yes,
lots of shooters.
I do see that bow, that inclined bow. I would love to see that, but we also see Tetras. We haven't seen those yet today. They are quite easy to counter if you know how to fight them. They're like Wavebreaker fights counters them, and just careful about it.
Yeah. And for Doubtful Decimal, we see acing actually a blaster main in a sea of shooters. Also, blue has a couple shooters, Tri-Slosher, and what is this brush? They snuck that in there. Pocket brush?
Flying fast? Zoom zoom? Oh, they did get a buff recently.
That's true, yeah. And then if we take a look at our maps again.
Yes. We're going straight into it.
We can take a look live as we watch gameplay. Tower control on Inkblot. One of my favorite map mode combos. Let's go. For last round of prelims, I am so hyped now.
Said that about Barnacle, but okay. We see the Luna coming right out for tower control alongside a pencil and a V-Blast. Oh, the Luna goes down.
Oh, the Luna did go down very early. A Tacticooler behind the tower. Not sure if many teammates will be able to take advantage. At least one. Got a little taste of the cooler's juice. Tower is at first checkpoint. And Doubtful Decimal is doing a great job at using their specials in tandem. Keeping Farrow back. Wow, the smush with the crab. I'm done.
Oh wow, that cooler was thrown far. We see. Sorry, I totally interrupted you. My bad.
No, that's the ebb and flow, isn't it?
I don't know. It's a good song though. Anyways, wow. we see Doubtful Decimal, and making it to that final checkpoint before getting semi-wiped. Just the dualies being left alone in mid. A great first push, getting it to 15. We saw the pencil just kind of being a tower princess right there, as I like to call it. Making sure the tower gets to where it's
supposed to be. That's so cute! Tower princess.
That was more than enough. We see the blaster here poking that ledge, but getting shot out by the whale, just zoom like a lightsaber.
Yes, and now Doubtful Decimal, they lost 3 players. A couple of them might have had Tacticooler. Nice from the Luna following up the stamp. And a trade with Doubtful Decimal's blaster. Farrow on the tower now. Can they at least get past this checkpoint? Getting up this ramp on this map mode is such a hard feat to accomplish. And they've got this lead of 15 staring at them. This is gonna be a hard fight, I think, for Farrow.
But it is just... We do have only 3 minutes left, so anything can happen. They did make it to checkpoint 2 with the Luna stamp being stuck on that top left, ending up getting 1 before getting taken down. And it's just the gal left on tower. And that is a wipeout in favor for Doubtful Decimal. Farrow did have a nice push, but they just got knocked out. They do still have about 2 minutes left, so really they can have more chances.
They do have more chances. Another blaster trade between the blaster and the Luna. The gal trying to watch this ledge. They find 1, they find 2. Is this a slow wipe? It might be.
I think that was a spot.
Wow.
That's
The
Gal
gal
shenanigans right there.
using the killer whale. Finding
It just keeps on
another.
going.
The
Oh my
gal's on
god.
fire! Wow, stop dropping.
Gal doing it.
Dodge roll, everybody. This gal is putting in the work.
They seem to be trying to extend their lead, but once again, it's just the Gal left using our wall to their advantage. The blaster is stuck, falling off the map, I believe. Farrow is able to regain control of their plat without any extra points gained, but they do have specials ready to go. The cooler getting stopped, and the crab taking that left stack, and is now the inkjet trying to kick out the crab.
The inkjet's not in the best position here between the killer whale and the blaster. They survive narrowly.
Too slow, too soon.
Sorry about that. It's a commentator's curse. The bubble trying to defend themselves and their teammates. That blaster, they did get picked. And now, Farrow doing another push here. They've got jumpers to the tower. The gal, who we've seen, is just thirsty for blood. Can they find the pick? The teammates there to help them. They end up with an assist. They try to take the tower, but no.
They do end up getting stopped by the blaster. They are Doubtful Decimal is 2 down. They do just have to defend this from Farrow. Less than 30 seconds left on the board. Oh, the Autobomb getting a kill. On the zap, that means that Farrow has no cooler, so they do have to play a little bit more safe. They do Doubtful Decimal does have a bubble at the ready. But they Farrow also has a jet. Less than 10 seconds left on the board, so this has to be an overtime win. You gotta take out this blaster if you want to even have a chance of standing on a tower, but 3 go down.
Oh my gosh.
It's just a Luna blaster and a delayed wipe, giving the first game to Doubtful Decimal.
Wow, that was an action-packed first game of last round of prelims when the stakes are this high. These teams are so close. They're practically tied at this point. So that was epic.
Perfect way to describe it. We saw Doubtful Decimal just got that first initial push, able to get to 15. And all they really had to do was defend, which they did. But we can't count out Farrow. They were able to get it to that 30 mark, I believe. So they did put up a good fight, but their Doubtful Decimal's defense was just intact and stronger than ever, ensuring getting them that first win.
Yeah, after seeing the fight that Farrow put up later in the game, especially with that gal absolutely popping off, getting up in the bats behind enemy lines, keeping Doubtful Decimal on the back foot away from the tower. I think maybe if Farrow was the team that made their first push, maybe they would have been the ones to get to 15, you know, but it just happened the other way around. So splat zones on Robo is going to be pretty intense.
We did see a pencil before, so I'm assuming they will bring it back again. Because it's just so easy to just shoot over it with your 5 shots that paint insanely well. But the thing about this map, it actually has flanks. So you have to watch out for those flanks to ensure you don't get wiped from behind. Although there isn't a box, so like, as long as you can keep control of that like top area, you could guarantee yourself some points. Because it is semi-hard to get back in if you get locked out. They just gotta play for specials sometimes, play for their lives, and ultimate just push together to have that zone.
Yeah, especially with the kind of narrow entrance to the zone, I think it's easy for teams to forget that you actually have this whole other area to the left of your spawn point that you can use to paint. You maybe don't want to drop down there, that's maybe not the best idea, but at least throwing some bombs down there, inking it up. For one, the enemy team kind of has to keep an eye on it instead of painting the zone, and also you do get your specials up so that you can make a counter attack.
And we see a V blaster coming out, 2 V blasters. That's really the only change in comp that I'm seeing. Ballpoint sticks.
And they did keep the pencil.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's just a fight for the zone.
Oh, and Farrow gets that first cap, regardless of Pencil's paint. It doesn't really get them that much of a lead as the V-shot goes down.
Wow. Oh. Doubtful decimal. Is this Doubtful decimal? Maybe this is Farrow. Finding 2, maybe 3?
Yeah. I think this is Doubtful decimal. Pretty sure, because I don't know. They are able to get it to 60, 44.
And this is going to be a pivotal decision point here for Farrow on defense. Can they get the zone neutral at least? Can they push Doubtful decimal back?
They are able to control the zone. The Blaster using these grates to their advantage ended up jumping out for their own safety, which is probably the better play. They do have a bubble out there ready so they can hold that forefront, and we do see that here. Both teams have their bubble up, so it's really just who can shred who's faster.
And now the crab up on the wall gets picked, but the teammates are there to back them up. The zone is flipped. It's just the zap now. Hopefully they paint for cooler. They do have a cooler ready. I believe they've already used it for their teammates to respawn, but they are really going to have a hard time getting out of this ramp.
We see the gal here going into their snipe, not quite able to get that kill, dropping for their own safety, but they are. Doubtful decimal is just about past their their penalty, with 2 going down on Farrow. That Inkjet killing that gal. Now flipping the tides. Oh, getting a nice flick on that.
Nice.
Ooh,
a bubble from the blaster. Yeah, the blaster goes down, and the zone has been flipped. But that's a long way to go. There's a big gap between 58 and 14. And it's turning into a little bit of a fight club down there in the bottom.
Yes, it is. As I said before, the flanks can be important as we see the gal getting a pick down there before getting picked out by the blaster. The blasters have been putting in the work this time, poking it from underneath these ledges. It's such a good place for it to be, and helpful there for their team.
Yes, and here we see 2 on the flank. Can they stop them? But they're not focused on the zone. 2 players go down. It's a 2v1 now. The Zap doing their best to survive, and it's a wipe!
It's a wipe. It's a wipe. Giving Farrow that, giving Farrow that penalty once again. Oh, the ballpoint stopping that crab. Could it get 2? Not quite. They do have a jet though, which they will use a little bit early, trying to help their teammates secure their plat. The exhaust getting an assist on that blaster.
The pencil in such a good position here at the top of the ramp. Just poking, putting down ink. The bubble in the zone, trying the best that they can, but no! And another wipeout right at the end of the match.
I believe that was another win for Oh, wait. Confusion. Well, that I don't know. Yes, that was Farrow. Congratulations to Farrow. They were.
Wow, guys. They're really going to do this to us. The stakes are this high. The last round of prelims, deciding who makes it to top cut, and it gets down to the last game.
First time we're going to an actual game 3. Pretty exciting. What strategies do you think that they could use here on Museum Clan Blitz?
Well, if either side keeps the blasters, bubbles are really nice on Museum Clams. I would like to see the pencil come back. But I would also like to see, I don't know, maybe a little something different. Maybe like a longer range sniper or something. I think I saw there were a couple of players. Maybe we'll see that brush come out for Doubtful Decimal.
Brush? Zoomies? Oh my god.
Zoom in on Museum?
Who needs the Kraken when you have a brush?
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Kraken. I don't know. I saw weapons
The
with Kraken in
disappointment
any of these teams, but
realizing Kraken cheese exists.
yes. Pardon me while my existential dread kicks in. Kraken cheese. The nightmares are real. But yes, hopefully we'll see the brush and blaster, maybe the pencil for Doubtful Decimal. I'm not sure about Fair Farrow though.
But yes,
It's like I said
are
before.
very strong.
I personally I play a lot of Zap and Junior, but on this map mode, I like to go Junior because I like to take the block, get up under the basket, pop a bubble, you know? So it's like, where there's a bubble, there's always trouble. That's my motto.
So we are getting into this game 3. Regardless, Clan Blitz Museum. Let's see, will the brush come out? Come on, brush.
Please!
No brush.
Oh,
That's okay.
wow.
That's okay. Same comes from the acing switching back to that Luna. Seems to be working out for him. We see him drop early on left. Looking underneath his ledge. Will he be able to get anyone? No, he gets thawed out. That is quite unfortunate for the first 10 seconds. But really it's just the fight for mid. Cooler being tossed.
Yeah, Doubtful Decimal has already lost a couple players. The dualies go down for Fair Farrow. Both teams now, 2 down. We're getting a bunch of clams. The clam economy's kind of been going back and forth, but now finally Fair Farrow has a power clam. They toss it back to their teammate, who readily accepts or not, and gives it to a different teammate. Nice bomb. Finds a pick. They're trying to put down some ink, but they might have lost their momentum here as the Inkzuka comes out. Pencil doing the best they can, keep the distance, keep some ink down, trying to build the cooler. They toss it. But I don't know, Doubtful Decimal might be taking over mid here soon.
The blaster fight in mid. Oh, the blaster getting a direct on the Luna. There's now 1 up on both situations, but one side may have had a cooler. This blaster makes the safe choice to jump out. Still somehow are alive. The blaster going for a flank, ending up stopping that ball from retreating. It is now Doubtful Decimal's turn to push up and get that that score.
Yeah, Doubtful Decimal, they almost had a nice build of momentum there. Blaster in a great position here. The Luna acing, finally finding a pick, maybe 2. And I think we missed the first one there. Using the block, one of my favorite strats.
I never saw that before. I mean, I probably have, but like, getting a pick in return. The bubble is being popped in that trench, trying to ensure life. The Gal is able to help out, going down to the Zap. The Zap getting 2, I think.
Yeah, the Zap put up a great fight there in that little alleyway. That's such a strange position to be in when you get caught on a flank like that, but they definitely capitalized on the best they could.
A Stamp getting shot down by that Gal. Stamp is really hard to get a value out of unless you throw it, because it gets shredded so easily by shooters. And in a shooter-based meta, you want to be careful about when you use it. We see 2 going down on Fair Farrow. Seems like they won't be able to push just yet.
Yeah, Fair Farrow, I feel like they had the right idea. They had the crab, they had a tacticooler, they were in good positions, but they didn't have any clams. I think they popped 2 specials and they still only had like 1 or 2 clams. They finally made the power clam, but now we see the clam had to retreat all the way back to their plat as this pencil's trying to build up another cooler. Maybe now, with Doubtful Decimal being down 2 players, they'll finally break the basket.
Oh, they miss! But they are able to get that clam back and getting to 57 with that helpful bubble. This is the first score of the game. 1 minute and 30 seconds. left on the board. It seems like, oh, as I was about to say, this was the end of the push. They come in with more clams. We can see Farrow keeping a nice job at keeping Doubtful Decimal at bay and extending their lead. It is just a blaster left.
Yeah,
Not
the
quite able to get the
blaster
kill on that shooter.
with some fancy footwork, they do go down. And now Doubtful Decimal really quickly trying to take space in mid. That's what you want to see here. There's a lot on the line. They definitely don't want to let this set go. They've got a cooler. They've got a stamp. They have many clams. Can they make a power clam? I think they're trading clams now. Una takes it upon themselves to make their own power clam and camp the ledge at the same time. A yeet with the hammer. They miss their jump with their squid roll. Oh, they're losing a little bit of momentum here.
The jet is popped. The mid is very orange right now. The Splash are coming in trying to do some work. There's just the pencil left, but Farrow does have a significant lead, so Doubtful Decimal is going to need the clam numbers and the momentum if they want a chance to score and maybe get the lead. Oh, they barely make it. Only 10 seconds left and only 2 people up. There's just a ballpoint on that right side. So it seems like this may be the end of the push and the end of the game.
And the end of the set.
Yes, yes. The end of the preliminaries. Round 4. Breaking this tie, actually, in the brackets. I think it was a 5-way tie?
Yeah. The games were very close. The standings, I think that was a deciding set here.
Yes. But that is the end of the preliminary rounds. Congratulations to both teams. We can't wait to see more. Yeah. That's gonna be the end of our time here. So, Tao, where can we find you?
You can find me at the Tao Panda. Don't forget the THE, the. I'll just ask you, Milotic, where can they find you? Forget about me.
No. Don't be too hard on yourself. You can find me at gamer_dreams_ on pretty much every one of my socials. Literally anywhere. That's gonna be it. But yeah, make sure to if you want more It's Dangerous to Go Alone content, make sure to follow this Twitch channel. You can search on Google after you dial or IDTGA. There's a Discord link somewhere. There's a Twitter and TikTok, YouTube, pretty much anywhere you can find off the dial. We'll be waiting for you. But we're gonna be passing it off to our other commentators to give you commentary for Top Cut. So make sure you stay tuned for that.
Yes. Hang tight, and the fresh commentators will be back soon.
Bye-bye.